Well, hey guys, hope you're doing well. I am waiting for my daughter, one of my daughters in ballet, and so I have a little time. So I thought, you know what? Let's do a psalm. Let's do a psalm because we're trying to get to 150, and we're going to do that because I'm all into reaching goals, especially when it comes to biblically. So we are in Psalm 56. I'm sorry, 58, and this is really the judgment of the wicked, and it is pretty harsh, and um, David wrote it, and you see his vengeance and his hate for the wicked. He wants God to take them out. And so this is a very stark psalm. And what I'm going to do differently this time is I'm going to read you the whole thing because it kind of is the same idea throughout the whole thing. It's Psalm 58. He says, "Do you indeed speak righteousness, you silent ones? Do not judge uprightly, you sons of men. No, in heart you work your wickedness. You weigh out the vengeance of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf cobra that stops its ear, which will not heed the voice of the charmers, charming ever so skillfully." See, he's really telling us what he thinks. He says in verse 6, "Break their teeth in their mouth, O God. Break out the fangs of the young lions, O Lord. Let them flow away as waters which run continually. Whom he bends his bow. Let his arrows be as if cut into pieces. Let them be like the small, which melts away as its poison. Like the stillborn child of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the burning thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, as in his living and burning wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he sees the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that men will say, surely there is a reward for the righteous. Surely he is God who judges in the earth. And so, of course, we're talking about David, who had real enemies, who was a king and had real issues with trying to stay alive physically. He had a target on his back. And so these enemies he saw firsthand, they were aberrant, their aberrant wickedness. They were just horrible and deceitful, and I guess you could say disgusting. I don't know, the way he describes it, you see how evil he sees, the evil that he sees in them, and it's like, wow, this is bad. This is bad. And it's almost like this. I think about those movies, as a man, this is how I think. Those movies where the like the movie Taken, for instance, right? Movie Taken, the guy's daughter and her friend or whatever is kidnapped, sex trafficking and all this stuff, and he goes to great lengths. He does whatever he has to do in order to get his daughter back. And when he starts killing the guys who were involved in taking his daughter, you basically cheer because you go, yes, get the bad guys. You want them gone because what they're dealing with is horrible, horrible sins, horrible things, wicked, dark, detestable, perverted things. And so I find myself rooting for the good guys to kill all the bad guys and get his daughter back. And I don't know why, my mind, my modern day mind, I think of that, but I think of that because Dave is basically like towards the end of the psalm, he's like, listen, the righteous rejoice. We want to see vengeance on the wicked, and you see an anger, you see a hate for wickedness, and there is a line, but also, you guys, we should hate sin. We should hate sin. We should detest sin. It should be disgusting to us. The problem is sin, the enemy makes sin look good to where we're like, oh, it's not that bad. And, we start like justifying it and thinking it's okay. No, it's never okay. There's nothing good that comes from sin. And so just like David, I think this is one lesson we can get from here. Just like David looked at his enemies like, this is horrible, this is disgusting, this is nothing good comes from this, nothing good comes from this wickedness. The same is true for sin. Sin destroys. There's nothing constructive of sin ever. It might bring temporary relief or whatever, but then it's just worse afterwards. Like, then the guilt piles on. It's just, there's nothing good. It's honestly, it's likened to leprosy in the Bible, where, and leprosy, you get leprosy and your limbs fall off, things, I mean, it's horrible. It's disgusting. Leprosy's smelly, it gets all over the walls. I mean, sin affects everyone. That's why they had to go to leper colonies. Sin doesn't just affect us. It affects God because we sinned against him, and it affects those around us who we love. Learn to hate sin. Learn to be disgusted by sin. And another point I think we see here, David had emotions, and he was expressing his emotions, and he was being very, very honest. He wasn't acting like, oh, it's okay. It's okay because of the wicked and the evil, and we could be honest with God. He can handle it. And as we pray, he helps our hearts. He helps our hearts go from hate to not hate, and then to love. And so through prayer, through crying out to God, like, he helps us so much, and it's so necessary. Another thing is, I think one of the main things, honestly, is the last verse when he says, surely he is God who judges in the earth. His conclusion was, God's a just judge. He's righteous. He will judge fairly, and so we don't have to worry about it. That is one thing I try to say a lot, you guys, that we're not called to judge. That is not our job. Like, we're not the judger of souls. That is God's job. Okay. Now we have discernment. We want to be prudent, which means cautious. Discernment means knowing what is right and wrong. We need to have discernment in this life. But also, even in Corinthians, it says that God judges the churches. That's up to him. Let's not take his job from him. Let God do his job, and we do our job. Share truth in love. And again, be real with God. If you're going through something, cry out to him, honestly, openly. And if you need to be corrected or convicted, he'll do that heart work in you. Prayer, the biggest thing prayer does is help our hearts. But anyway, David cried out. It shows the power of God. It shows that God is the judge. Leave that up to him, and we do what God has called us to do. Share truth and love. Well, hey guys, God bless you. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time.